This is Unit 12, Electrochemistry, Lesson 3, Spontaneous Reactions in Table J. How to redox reactions proceed spontaneously. The objectives of this lesson: I can determine which species is oxidized and which is reduced. I can identify redox reactions, and I can determine if a reaction will occur spontaneously. Do now. So can these reactions happen spontaneous? The definition of spontaneous is that a reaction will occur without adding energy to the system. So for example, if I have a single replacement element, single replacement reaction, we're going to use table J to determine the activity of these metals. So for the definition purposes, if the single element is more active than the combined element, so this would be our single element here in this example, and this is our combined element, the reaction will be spontaneous. So what that means is if the single element is higher on this table J than the element in the combined element, the reaction will occur spontaneously. Because zinc is higher than lead, therefore this reaction will occur. The reaction is non-spontaneous if the single element is below the combined one. So for example, here is my single element, zinc, and here is my combined element, aluminum, is above zinc, therefore no reaction will occur. Table J, if it's at the top, that means it's most easily oxidized. That means it's easy to lose electrons. The more active metals are at the top, and they proceed down to the least active metals. So the more active metals the least active metals are not as easily oxidized, therefore they're hard to lose electrons. On the nonmetal side, it's the opposite. It's easy for the ones at the top to gain electrons, so the more active nonmetals gain electrons, so they're more easily reduced. And the ones at the bottom are the least active nonmetals, and it's hard for them to gain electrons, therefore it's not as easily reduced. So for example, when we compare nickel and aluminum, which would be oxidized and which would be reduced? So nickel is here, and aluminum is here. If it's at the top, it's more easily oxidized. Therefore, aluminum is oxidized and nickel is reduced. Determine the products of the following reaction. Lithium plus magnesium sulfate. Would this occur spontaneous? So we're going to look for the single element is lithium, which is way at the top, and magnesium is the one in the combined, and this right here. So because lithium is higher than magnesium, this reaction will occur. They'll swap places, so magnesium will be bumped out, and then lithium sulfate will result. So yes, this reaction is spontaneous. So check your understanding. And now you can determine which species is oxidized and which is reduced. You can identify redox reactions, and you can determine if a reaction will occur spontaneously.